So, World of Warcraft Classic came out about a couple weeks ago, and I want to sit down and give my first impressions of the game as someone who also enjoys playing Battle for Azeroth. Overall, I think that World of Warcraft Classic is a better MMORPG than Battle for Azeroth, but Battle for Azeroth has better gameplay, and I'll get a bit more into detail about what I mean by that. So the two biggest strengths about World of Warcraft Classic that I mentioned earlier is that one, it's a better MMO, and two, it's a better RPG. So let's first dive into the MMO aspect. I feel a stronger incentive to group up with people and do content with other people in World of Warcraft Classic than I do in Battle for Azeroth. This is mainly because in Classic, I find myself having to group up with people in order to do more difficult quests, like if I have a red quest or if I'm fighting an elite for a wanted quest, I need to group up with people. And also, just a lot of times, quests that I could do by myself are a lot easier with other people. And it's a noticeable difference of how much easier it is. So I find myself, whenever I'm doing a quest, if I see someone nearby that's doing a similar quest or doing the same quest as me, I'll invite them to a group and we'll start working together. And because there's no cross-realm zones and the number of people that I have available to play with are that much more limited, I feel a stronger need to actually socialize and create a network of people that I can do these quests and dungeons with. So I'm actually talking with them, I'm creating conversations, I'm trying to build a bond so that way I can maybe add them to my friends list and we can do more quests in the future. And that's not something that I do in Battle for Azeroth, because in Battle for Azeroth with cross-realm zones and with the group finder, it's so easy to find new people to do quests with that I never feel like I need to actually create any sort of network of people to do dungeons and quests with. And that feels great, you know? It's like, even though there are less people to play with because there's no cross-realm zones, I feel like the people that I do see matter that much more, because these are potential friends that I could make that I may see, again in a later zone. I may see them again doing dungeons or even at max level in another guild, or they may join my guild in the future doing raids with us. And so because of that, I feel like there is that much more of an incentive to not only quest and do dungeons with people, but to actually make friends with the people that I'm playing with. And that's where that difficulty of World of Warcraft Classic comes in, because if the game wasn't as difficult as it is, if leveling in World of Warcraft Classic was just as easy as leveling in Battle for Azeroth, this would never happen. I would never group up with people because I would never feel the need to. In fact, it would be more of a hindrance to try to group up with people to do a quest than it would to just do it by myself in Battle for Azeroth. The next positive about World of Warcraft Classic is the RPG aspect of the game. In Battle for Azeroth, at this point, I'm sure many of you, have a lot of heirloom pieces of gear. So really, whenever we're leveling, the only thing we care about is what level we are and how much faster, how close we are to getting to max level. With no heirloom gear, though, in Classic, gear actually matters again, and it feels great. I love that I can actually care about quest items that I get or the dungeon drops. I had a friend who told me that there was a really great staff that dropped from a quest line that you get from Thrall. And so going out of my way to get a quest for a piece of gear at level 15, that never happens in Battle for Azeroth, and it feels great to have that experience again. And that's why now I'm not really trying to rush to get to level 60, because honestly, when I first started playing Classic, my idea was just like in retail WoW, yes, I want to try to get to max level as fast as possible, but now that I've realized I can just enjoy the game even before I get to level 60, I'm taking my time, I'm doing quests, I have no intentions of spamming dungeons, and it feels great. Now, the one complaint I have about Classic, it's not really a big complaint, and I'm sure it's something that not a lot of people that are really excited about playing World of Warcraft Classic are going to agree with, but I really do feel like the gameplay, the combat in Classic is just too slow for me. At this point, I've been playing retail WoW for so long, I just really enjoy the combat, the rotations of my classes. I played an Elemental Shaman in Legion, and now I'm playing a Mage in Battle for Azeroth. And throughout the entire expansion, that's one complaint that I've never had, is that I really do enjoy playing my characters in retail WoW. I think it's fun. I think it's fast-paced. I think that the different abilities that I have is really great. In Classic, though, it's a different story. I put 2 dots on a monster and throw Shadow Bolt, and I'm already at like half mana, so I have to start using my wand, and it just feels so boring. I remember I was actually running RFC with some friends, and I was struggling just to stay awake because I was just so bored of just this mindless killing of pressing like a couple buttons. And it's actually making me a little bit worried about endgame because I've heard so many times that the raids in Classic WoW are not difficult. And so if the raids aren't difficult and the rotations aren't difficult, am I just going to be falling asleep in these raids? I don't know. So ultimately, WoW Classic, the progression systems in a game are amazing. The MMO social aspect of the game is amazing. The one complaint I have is the actual gameplay itself just isn't really keeping me there. But I want to know, what do you think about World of Warcraft Classic, especially if you're someone who has been enjoying retail WoW? What are your thoughts about the gameplay? Is the slower combat something that you actually enjoy over retail WoW? If so, let me know that as well. I'm very interested to see what people say about that. And if you like the video, make sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're interested in watching more videos. I'll be putting out one video every weekend from now on. And that's it, guys. See ya.